Hello everyone, it's Jeanette from Three Roses Journals. Welcome to my channel. I'm happy you're here. In this video we'll be looking at a flip through of a spring inspired journal. The journal measures 21.5 centimeters by 16.5 centimeters. The spine is 5.5 centimeters. It contains 2 signatures with a total of 122 pages. The journal cover was inspired by Wren's journal and is made with quilting fabric and vintage lace with brass corners. The inside and the front and back inside covers are covered in scrapbooking paper. The front cover has a tuck spot made from digital paper with some lace and vintage buttons with embroidery thread, and a journal card that was made using paper from the Wildflowers book by Aliska Tomanova. And I've just added some digital lace paper on the back for writing. I've covered the spine in some vintage crochet lace, and the journal kit that I've used throughout the journal is by Raindrop Lila. The journal pages were not quite big enough for an A4 journal, so I've cut them in half and sewn them onto A4 coffee dyed paper. This is some drawing paper, and I've made a little tuck spot using a book page, and this is one of the tags from the journal kit. This is avocado dyed paper and a coffee dyed paper doily. This is a belly band. I've added some of this lovely green cardstock as a journaling card. The belly band was made using a tutorial that I followed from Kathleen Mauer. And on the back is a fold out with more journaling space. This is a pocket with another journaling card made from a page from a Wildflower book, and on the back I've just used some brown packaging paper. On the inside, the envelope holds another journaling card that I made printing one of the journal pages from the kit onto 200 GSM card, and just printed it and some digital lace paper on the back. On this page here I've just added a cluster made with some vintage sheet paper and vintage lace applique. It just folds up nice and flat, doesn't take up too much room in the journal. This paper came from a secondhand shop, and I've just printed a quote about spring that reads, "Nothing ever seems impossible in spring, you know," by L.M. Montgomery. And I've just added a little washi floral sticker on the back. This is cabbage dyed paper and some coffee dyed paper with a little butterfly sticker. Another page from the kit, and a fabric ruffle from Rosellas and Roses. This is vintage music sheet from the 1920s, and I've added some lace and a printable from, oh goodness me, Digital Art 41 on Etsy. On the inside I've just added a piece of digital coffee dyed paper for some extra writing. This is an Edith Holden page, and on the back again I've added some coffee dyed paper. Everything lies nice and flat, so it doesn't have a gator mouth, this journal. Some vintage ledger paper from Rosellas and Roses. This little pocket here is from a vintage crochet placemat, and I've just cut it apart, added a fabric flower with a little diamante. This is a small journaling tag from the kit, and I've just added some blue organza ribbon to it. Some brown packaging paper, a little page decoration from the kit, and a quote about nature. Nature is painting for us day after day pictures of infinite beauty. That was by John Ruskin. In the center of each signature I've added a card for extra journaling space, and on the back of each card I've added a pocket made from vintage lace and broderie anglaise. It's a vintage button with some embroidery thread, and a large tag from the kit, and I've just stapled on some lace to the top. This is one of the smaller pockets from the kit. And a journaling card I made myself, and it's made on a manila folder. Just added a little floral sticker to the page to add some interest to it. Another fabric ruffle from Rosellas and Roses, and this is a fabric clip for some secret writing space. This is a book page from Wildflowers of Britain by Margaret Erskine Wilson. I thought the colours of the flowers went really well with the kit. Another journaling card, and I've just added a label from Roxy Creations onto it, and some recycled sari silk from an online store called Which Craft Do You Do, and some avocado dyed paper on the back. And another handmade journaling card. Another page from the Wildflowers book by Aliska Tomanova. Another little washi sticker. And that's the end of the first signature. This is paper I've dyed with brown onion skin. And this is a vintage lace applique. Another spring quote: "If we had no winter, the spring would not be so pleasant." Anne Bradstreet. A large journaling card. This is part of the kit as well. And this is coffee dyed paper, and I added a stencil to it as it was drying. The image come out fairly decently. Another little piece of coffee dyed paper. Another quote: "Spring adds new life and new beauty to all that is." Jessica Harrelson. Another tag from the kit, and I've added a little pocket and another tag, another smaller tag to it. Another one of the pockets made from the crochet placemat. I've added a washi sticker to this one. I just thought it was a bit plain without anything on it. And this is a pocket I made with some vintage wallpaper. This is not paper from this kit. I'm not sure where this is from, but I'll have a look, and if I find it, I'll put it in the description box. I've just used a decorative punch on the corners and printed some coffee dyed lace on the back. And it flips up for more secret writing, or if you like, you can take it off and put it somewhere else in the journal. You could use this as a tuck spot. Another page from Edith Holden. And just added a butterfly sticker to it. And this was, I followed a tutorial again by Kathleen Maurer, using music sheet, and just added a collage of washi tape, a piece of vintage ledger, a little butterfly, and a vintage stamp. And this was a birthday card that I cut the front cover off and used a decorative punch on the corner, and then backed it with some coffee dyed paper. This journaling card was made from packaging. And on the other page, the music sheet turns into a tuck spot with a collage made from a book page and little bits and pieces I had lying around on the desk. And it holds 2 journaling tags. So there's plenty of writing space in this journal. And there you are. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give a thumbs up. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. And also, just before I go, I'm having, to celebrate spring, I'm having a 25% off sale in my Etsy store until the end of this month. So pop over, have a look, and I'm sure you'll find something you like. And I'll have another video for you soon, and until then, goodbye.